What? I think we're going. Maybe. Yep, we're good. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for checking out Exile State Comics here for Sunday Morning Comics. As we are here just about every Sunday morning. And magically, it let me put in a start time this morning of when I wanted to actually start. Versus normal, it's been like breaking it up into like 30-minute increments. But I was able to hit in the middle of that. I was pumped. So we got NES Masters here. How's it going, brother? Catrin Figures, the comic book guy. We got some good discussion already going on. And Holger Peterson. Holger Peterson. How's it going, brother? Oh, man. Yes, so you've probably read the topic. So we'll talk about that. I did actually get some back issues, so we might go with those. Oh, I did find this. Look what I found. I found the Walmart Batman. There were none at my local Walmart a few days ago, and I had to run back by there yesterday, and I just walked by the display, right? And I glanced back at it, and I almost thought there was nothing there. So I was like, all right, I'll walk down to it, because it's at the end of this like aisle at the front of the store, right? So you gotta like kind of leave your cart and walk away. So walk down there, and in the first little cubby of the box was just one of those like 3 comic packs with the new Justice League Rebirth, and I was like, ah. And then I looked over at the other side, and there was a Batman. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna bring it home. So it was in actually really good shape. There's a little indentation right here at the top. Could probably be like pressed out, I'm sure, because there's no color breaking or anything like that. But these suckers are big. Like, it's 100-page, big square bound, if you haven't picked one of these up. Yeah, no, Walmart Comics. Pretty crazy. So, I don't know. I was happy to get it. This was the only one they had. I will inevitably have to go back, and I will continue checking to see if I can find a Titans, because I know that's like the big one to get. This is the Teen Titans one, you know. But I'm going to check it out. I know it's got a ton of just reprinted stories is the main thing they're just kind of pushing. It does have a brand new Batman story. It does say, though, with Batman in Crime Alley up here. Let me right there. So, we'll see what happens. I just thought it was kind of cool. I'm excited that they're kind of pushing comics in other markets besides just shops. I know, I mean, and like I said, they had the Rebirth books. So, and I know that comic shops, or some people have said comic shops have kind of been upset about that because there's a new story for a comic book that they don't have in their shop, you know? So I can understand that. I get it. But still, it's an expansion of the market, so it should benefit all. You know what I'm saying? Should. JoJo's Comics, what's going on? Matilda's here. Jay is here. What's going on, Philly Superman? Catrin said, the story in the Titans was pretty good. Well, now we know. See, yeah, I wanted to pick those up. NES Master said, those Walmart comics available in Canada? I've tried looking, but no definitive answer. I have no clue either. I have no clue. I don't know. Jay, do you have any idea? I haven't even looked into that, but dang, if you haven't been able to find an answer in NES Master, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know why they would just limit it to America and not say like just North America. I mean, conceivably along the border, they would be at the same distribution centers for some trucks that are crossing. Yeah. So who knows? David Riley's here. What's going on, David? Okay, so we'll just go through a couple back issues that I picked up this week. It's a fast little haul. I got these for, I think, 75 cents a piece. 75-cent comics. All right. Can't beat that. I did not have this one. For some reason, I think it was because I've never been able to find a copy that wasn't, like, tattered. Because it's a black cover, it shows so much damage. If there's damage, it shows up quite nicely on a black cover in any way, shape, or form. So I was happy to get this one for 75 cents. And this is a bag. It's damaged. It's not the book that's damaged. Sweet. Okay. So this is Thor 450. How did I not have this one? Like I said, because, yeah. Okay. But this was in super good shape. For 75 cents. Not 50 cents, I know. But 75. So still close to our target awesomeness of what you want to pay for a comic book. They never said one way or the other on the Canadian shipments. Well, that's a bunch of poop. Isn't it? That's a bunch of poop. Yeah, but 100 page for $5. It's not that bad. Sadly, if you look on eBay, on the Bay, they're going for, you know, $10 to $15. Shipping varies, whatever. So, it's one of those things, like, you may just want to keep an eye out and see if they go up or down. Maybe they'll, but, you know, because I think, like, the big stuff supposed to start happening, like, issue 3. They're supposed to come out, like, once a month and be replenished every 2 weeks or something. I don't know. So, we'll see. I will be interested to see, though, is if they do reprints. So, if there's going to be, like, you know, we got this Batman, right? We got Batman #1, the Walmart 100 page super special awesomeness. Is there going to be a second print? And what's the run on that? You know what I'm saying? Like that. Then now we're getting into like some craziness. Some craziness. Because with a big retailer, the first one sells out, the second one sells out, they order more. Is there a third print that then shows up? And, you know, everybody's mind's blown at that point, you know. David Riley had gotten 3 of the 4 Walmart books. Good job, brother. Good job. Good job. Alright, continuing on with a couple of these books, and we'll get into the main story. Though, I guess the back issues that I picked up this week are contradictory to the title. But it's a deal, and these are awesome looking covers. We got stickers on them. Alright, so Journey into Mystery, issue 650. Look at Sif. I like that Sif outfit. Or uniform more so than other ones she's had. Yeah. I like the red and white. And I think that Marvel game on the phone. You know that phone game? They let you change her. You have to buy it. Like, change the uniform. But it's there. Along the same lines, this is just one run. We're going to be fighting the wolf here, so this is really awesome. I really dig this. Right? Yeah. 651. I just thought these were great covers. But now you'll see why I randomly picked up these Journey into Mysteries. Other than I need them to finish out a Thor run. Because they are part of Thor run. Numbers match, right? This is why. This is why. 652. Back in action. With Beta Ray Bill. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know it. Sif and Bill on the cover. Look at that. That's awesome. That is some great looking cover. I mean, to me, of course, it's a great looking cover, right? And to go along with that one, the last one here, everybody. And we'll get into the main topic at hand. Man, look at this. This is awesome. Is this like a night? Let's take this sticker off of this one. Hold on. Hold on. We're holding and we're waiting. And don't worry. I remember what everybody said at the beginning. We'll go back over that. That's what I'm saying, Jay. It's all good. Back issues are back issues. Yeah, so here we go. Sif's let's start over. Let's start over, shall we? Sif's Torrid space opera continues on her journey into mystery in issue 653 with Beta Ray Bill. Look at that. It's a good looking cover right there. And I'm sure the story's going to be awesome. We're getting like a Sif-centric Journey into Mystery story going on. I didn't even know this was happening. So I'm in. I'm pumped. You got Beta Ray Bill as like a supporting character in a Sif like story. I'm in. I always liked it more with Thor being with Sif than Jane. But, you know, that's just me. Because Jane wasn't cool until she got the hammer, and now she's annoying again. So, whatever. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, just some random back issues. Second and Charles is like killing me because they're doing this thing where buy 2 books, get 20% off. Buy 3 books, get 30% off. Buy 4 books or more, get 50% off. So I went there specifically looking for one book that I vaguely remember seeing there. It was the Young Avengers number 6, like the first Cassie Lang is Stature. I want to say I saw it there last week, but didn't realize what it was while I was there, you know what I'm saying? So I went back yesterday, specifically for that book. It wasn't there. So then I ended up looking through the Thors, or Journey into Mystery somehow, because they had them separated out. They were like in the J's, which that's fine. But it threw me off, right? So it really did. I was like, wait a minute. So I was looking through those and saw Beta Rebuild, and so I picked those up. You just can't go into that place with that kind of deal and walk out with nothing. You know what I'm saying? I will say this, because I think, that's pretty evident from back issues that if you've ever watched any videos here on the channel, most back issues that I pick up are Marvel. Plain and simple. I want to change that. There are other runs that I've started to pick up in DC back issues types, but like for the healthy majority, my big thing is trying to finish out Daredevil, Thor, and some semblance of an Uncanny X-Men run. I'm getting like those things as like kind of the core part of my collection. That going along with that, there's Batman. I've got a ton of Batman. Lots of Batman, lots of Detective Comics. So that has always been, Batman's always been like my staple DC character. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, if I'm getting anything at DC at all, it's Batman. And that's the way it was back when back in the original collection days. It was, Batman, Spider-Man, and then, but you got to think at that time, DC just, it wasn't that awesome or something. I don't know. Wasn't feeling it. Marvel had all the good artists. And then they left and went to Image, and so did I. But I still always picked up Thor, Daredevil, and Batman. I've always picked up those 3, Those have always been like the core books that I'm going to pick up. When I'm collecting comics, I'm getting those. But with Marvel, it expanded with that because the X-Men was also there. So I was getting tons of X-Men and stuff like that. Death of Superman kind of brought me more into other DC books. Like I started picking up Justice League and things like that, but never really really stuck. And they were doing so many changes that I was more on board with. I was already invested really in Image at that point also. So of course I did have the death or the breaking of the bat, all that kind of fun stuff because it was Batman. It was Batman. Alright, so let's fast forward to when... Alright, so you've heard the story of the sold collection. Everything was gone. It was sad. But even after I had no comics, I still somehow managed to pick up the Hush run. So I still randomly would go to the comic shop. I heard about Jim Lee was doing some Batman stuff. So I went and picked up the Hush run. And also All-Star, Batman, and Robin. I got all those. So even when I was out of comics, I still had that. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward to when the New 52 started. That was about the time, right after that, was when I got back into comics. So, yeah. And it was a major influence of the DC news. The New 52 sparked like a ton of YouTube channels. A lot of people started doing reviews and things like that, or you started getting like just pop culture channels that would then start covering comics because the New 52 made such a big splash. So I think that's where it kind of caught my ear, and then that led me down the path of finding a ton of YouTubers and listening to reviews and stuff, and it finally made me go back to a comic shop. And I think the first thing I picked up was the first or the most recent issue of Daredevil. I I didn't pick up an issue of Thor that day. It was just the most recent issue of Daredevil to check that out, which I think Mark Waid was on it at that point. It was when Waid had been on it for a while. And Nightwing, because Brett Booth was doing the art on Nightwing. So that was the time frame of when I first went back into the shop. And from there, it went nuts. I'm not even gonna lie. There's no telling how many, like, at that point when I first jumped back in and went hardcore picking up books, I was picking up a lot of new titles just to, like, get back into everything. You know what I'm saying? It's like I felt like I just needed to read everything to get caught back up or to see where stories were going. And luckily, I was able to pare that down. Marvel helped out a lot because they relaunched their books all the time. That's also hurt a lot of what I've picked up. Okay, I've rambled for a minute. Let me go to the comments, see what we're saying here. Oh, yeah. Jay says, yeah, I love it. Yeah, love it or hate it. The New 52 did have an impact on comics and the fandom. Yeah, man. I mean, as somebody who, you know, like I said, it basically brought me back into comics. It happened at a time when I probably would have jumped back into comics anyway. But it just happened, and it worked really well for the buzz that it created. So, Comically Flawed's here. What's going on, brother? How's it going? Anybody who made it through Legends live auction last night, man, that was a long one. That was a long one. That was a lot of good stuff, though. Edwin, man, if anybody didn't check it out, Edwin's got some, like, super awesome slabs that I guess he's gonna, like, start throwing up on eBay. But you could always contact him before. He's got that X-Men number 4, first appearance of Omega Red, signed by Jim Lee. It's like a 9.6, right? Yeah, 9.6, signed by Jim Lee. First Omega Red. I think he wanted like $100 for it or something like that. Like, man, that was a good one. That was a good one. He also had some for like $65 that were awesome too. So I don't know. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So we've been rambling, but let's scroll back up to what Catrin and Comic Book Guy were talking about at the beginning. Catrin said she's always been a DC fan, but it's definitely a good time for DC right now. I would agree with that. Comic Book Guy absolutely agrees. He says the house art and covers alone are better than anything Marvel has done. And Catrin goes on to say, yes, a B cover is just as amazing as a 1 in 100 or higher ratio variant. And, yes, Gomez is here. What's going on? Gomez stopping in. Our good buddy is checking in while he's at work. Gomez got to sneak in where he can. Check out Super Chat Talk over on JLS Comic from yesterday. Gomez jumped in, spoke some of the comic book gospel with us. It was a good time. But yeah, that's a major point. Especially with my shop, when you're talking about DC AB covers versus Marvel regular cover and variant ratio variant. The AB covers at my shop for DC are 99% of the time cover price. The only one I ever saw jump up was the Batgirl 23, just because there was so much heat on that book that day. And luckily they were nice enough to sell it to me at cover. So it pays to be a long-time customer and know the people at your shop in those type of situations. But you reverse that and go over to Marvel, your A cover's $4 or $5 or $10, and then most ratio variants they charge more for because they had to order to get those, or whatever the case may be. Some shops don't do it. My shop does on every Marvel variant. None of them. Now, a lot of the time, it's basically like them just trying to get their money back because they'll do a variant deal of some sort. Like with the cap that came out this week, they had several of them out there, and it was buy this variant for $10 and get the regular variant, or get the regular cover for free, right? Which in most cases, you know, aside from tax, they made like 2 cents on you right there. No big deal. So they do that, but that's a rare occasion. Most of the time when it's the deal that you get the regular cover and the variant is $11, $12, $13, somewhere in that range, or 20 or more. So, and then they get crazy after that. So it makes it hard to chase the variants of the titles that you like the most. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's one of those bigger ones. Infinite Void's here. What's going on, man? Thought it was too early for you. Thanks for showing up. We're on Comics Amino talking up last night. Good times. We haven't got to your. We're gonna give him a shout out for a topic later too. John Irish 23 sounds like a basketball player. What's going on, man? How's it going? Thanks for checking in this morning. In the flesh, that's Gomez. Gomez dishing out that good meat. You'll have to go back and watch yesterday's show for you to understand that. It's not dirty. Alright. But yeah, so the variant covers is a big thing. Also, when you take into consideration like interior art. Good example this week is you had a number one. You had 2 number ones come out from Marvel, right? You had Cap and you had Cosmic Ghost Rider. Now, Cosmic Ghost Rider has had like tremendous push. Like that character has been on fire, literally and figuratively, since its introduction, and they push it out this week with really not good art. That's the only thing I've heard about that book from anyone is the art. I haven't heard it. No one has mentioned the story. When I asked them anything about Cosmic Ghost Rider, first thing, man, the art, it was not good. That's the first thing I get. I still have and nobody's made it beyond that to tell me. Nobody has made it beyond that to tell me. Gomez threw me off, man. He threw me off. To tell me anything about the actual story in there. So I read it last night, and yeah, the art takes away from it. The art takes away from that book. More so than it did for the new Thor number 1 and number 2. But still, no bueno. Let's see. Karen Figure says... I snuck my phone in my bedroom. Good job, Infinite Void. We're proud of you. Karen Figure says, one of my shops put a $10 price tag in the Catwoman art germ, and I watched someone walk up and buy every copy they had. Wasn't even a subscriber, so they didn't get a discount. Wow. This one? I'm talking... So this was $10 at your shop? Yep. It'll happen if they, supply and demand, normal stuff. They're going to do it if they see a rush on something and see that they can capitalize. I mean, why not? If you own a business, you would do it too. But you would hope that once you get up to the register, that they know who if you're a normal patron, if you're in that shop all the time, and it's not something that's normally on your pull list, then they would go ahead and give it to you at cover. You know what I'm saying? If it's on your pull list, more than likely it shouldn't be marked up. And I don't know how my shop does that for if I ordered variants way out in advance, if the price would be covered or what. I don't think so, but we will see. All right, Gomez, have a good one, man. Thanks for checking in. I will check that Facebook thing that you sent me. Let's check it now. Let's check it. I'm scared to check it. He sent photos. Yep. Working with that meat. You got to talk to him, man. Got to talk to him. thinking about going on that carnivore lifestyle diet change thing, man. It sounds good. Just eat meat all the time. Meat. It sounds reasonable. Gonna get busted. Don't get busted, man. Get back. NES Master said, I went to a second comic shop this week and picked up every Batman 50. And no, just picked up. Not every. It's okay. Not every. Just, okay. And picked up the Batman 50 and Catwoman 1 blank covers. My regular LCS didn't have any. Nice. Now, my question, NES Master, is did they also have that extra, like, white page over the front of them? They kind of pointed that out to us over at my shop for that midnight release this week. I just thought it was cool. Jay worked in a butcher shop. Nice. Back in the day. And Gomez said, yes, he is a carnivore. And I like it, he says. I mean, yeah. Meat. It's what's for dinner. Can't go wrong. You actually feel like you're probably eating better than you most of the time, too, if you're just eating meat all the time. You're like, man, I'm living like a king. Just eating meat all the time. No potatoes. Like the poppers. No? Okay. Alright, so that kind of covers, like I said, covers. But when we were going into interior art, like the other example on the other spectrum this week is like Green Arrow issue number 42 comes out, right? Matthew Clark is doing the art on that. That looks great. That looks great. That looks like a comic book. That book reads like a comic book. The character is, you know, it's just like that whole book was good and conveyed emotion. Whereas you jump over to Cap, number 1 that came out this week. While it was a good book, well, it was, you know, I don't know. It wasn't what I wanted. We're so far away from Secret Empire at this point, and we're still pushing a Cap redemption story. I think that the good people of the United States on Earth 616 have seen enough to know that that, you know, that they're not going to be blaming Cap for what happened during Secret Empire. Once it's revealed that it wasn't him, they'll be like, oh man, it was an imposter? That's cool. That makes sense. I mean, we've been invaded by aliens and giant robots and everything else in the world. We've been time displaced. The planet's been put in different places in the universe. We can totally get behind that. So I don't think at that point they're going to be like, oh man, we still hate Captain America. No, they're going to be like, oh, that Cap Hydra, he was a bad guy, not Cap. So I'm beyond that story. I'm beyond that story. The art wasn't horrible. It was pretty solid for the most part. So maybe some of the faces weren't awesome. But it wasn't bad. It was a little bit better than average, but it's not enough to make me pick up issue number 2. Like, it wasn't a type of Cap story that I wanted to read. So, you got me for issue 1. You're not getting me for issue 2. Infant Boyd will be right back. Somebody said something. What? What? Oh, that stinks, Infinite Void. Couldn't, but at least you got something else. That's weird that it came up as a suggestion. Exactly. Cap was, yeah. Philly Superman said Cap was good, but a year too late. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's just like, we should be well past that story at this point. Have I heard about the new Captain America figure? No, I have not. From, what, like a Marvel Legend, I would assume? I have not. Oh, yeah. And see, I dropped, after Secret Empire, I dropped Cap. But Jay said the first Wade arc and Cap showed that America already forgave him. So, what are we doing here? Frank Corvino! What's going on, Frank? Frank's one of our winners. Still gotta get those books out, but they're coming. What's today's topic? Just like my realization that when I was going through my kind of pull list or whatever you know, mine's just written down. I don't actually have a subscription at my shop or anything. Luckily, they always get enough books that I don't miss out on anything. But just going through like my actual like pull list for myself, and just seeing, because I've got like old iterations of it, right? Like I never actually delete that file. I just make a new one for this purpose. So it kind of worked out. Just kind of going back and looking through, and it was so Marvel heavy. Like there was one point where it was dead even, where I was getting close to like 20 titles a month from each publisher. That's a lot. That is a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's not counting like Image. So we were talking like, you know, 16 to 20 realistically Marvel, and 16 to 20 DC books a month. That was a lot. We are well below that now. But transition that from then till now, and it really does show that I'm picking up way more DC books. It's plain and simple. It's almost, I don't know. I want to say it's a 2-to-1, maybe a 3-to-1 ratio at this point. But that's also taken into account, I'm picking up just next to nothing from Marvel, it feels like, at this point. You know, this week it was I picked up 2 Marvel books. 2. X-Men Gold and Cap. And Cap was just a tryout. And it failed. So that one won't be, you know, it won't get a reprieve. So we're down to like an X-Men book or 2, Daredevil, Thor, and I'm still reading Marvel 2-in-1. That's like been the one shining good light new start book from Marvel recently. A lot of people are all in on the Venom. I haven't read it because I pretty much just dropped all Spider titles at this point. But that being said, this week Spider-Man #1 comes out. So we're gonna have to check that one out. Yeah. What do you think about that? Fact. Oh yeah, DC Black Label is going to be awesome. Or it should be. It looks like it's going to be good. David Riley didn't even see a copy of Catwoman at his shop. Man, that stinks. Yeah, I know. Marvel's just pushing money. But, and I mean, that's what you can really tell from this also, is that you get the feel that DC gives a little bit more of a crap about their fans. And that hurts, Marvel. That hurts. Rebirth, I mean, we're, what, over 2 years into Rebirth now. We're right at it, right? Coming up on the anniversary, maybe. This issue 50s just came out. 52 would be exactly 2 years. So, we're right there. And while I'm not picking up as many Rebirth titles as I was at the beginning, on a weekly basis, I'm reading more DC than Marvel. In and out. With a few, you know, independents sprinkled in, as it were. So, I don't know. It's just crazy. But yeah, interior art's better. Long-form stories are better. Like, they haven't rebooted all these books. Like I said, all these books are now up in the 40s. Or have just crossed 50. Whereas now we're getting reboots of Thor again for no reason. There was no reason to slap a #1 on that. There really was not. 707. That's all you needed, right? That's all you needed. Why put the 2? Whatever, man. Let's see. J. Rodham says, because X-Men related titles are impossible to keep up with. Didn't Old Man Logan... was still around. But that's Dollar Bin Boom as well. I know. That's how I've got most of my run. And that's, I will admit, that's something that, even with some Rebirth titles where I've missed some, like it's just easier to go back to, like I said, a Second and Charles or somewhere like that and hit their dollar bins and pick those up. It really is. And X-Men, it's not that bad. Holger said he really enjoyed Astonishing X-Men 13 this week, and I think that was like the launch of a new team or a new direction or something on that issue, so I have not read that yet, but I will probably read it. I'm still reading a whole bunch, but I'm not like adding to my physical collection as much, you know what I'm saying? Jay said, look at Rebirth. When they announced it came right out and said, you know, yeah, they came right out and said, we're sorry. We're going to fix some stuff. We're going to make it better. Red Hood and the Outlaws is good, said Infinite Void. Nice. I was on that book at the beginning, dropped off just when I was like kind of slashing a few titles at that point. Marvel blames us for their screw-ups where DC blames it. Took the blame. Nice. No? Yeah. I don't know. I would like to like sit down and talk to some like who is over the art direction? Who okays like to change Silk from a normal good-looking comic book, normal comic to like a kid's cartoon show comic? Like that killed that book for me, you know? And they do that. They've done that in so many of their books where for 6 issues, we're gonna dump some money. Okay, issue 7. Let's switch to an artist that no one's heard of, and they look like they should draw for 7 a.m. cartoons on Nickelodeon. Yeah, was that too harsh? It may have been. I apologize. I'm sorry. But no, that's how I feel. Whereas you go over to DC and you look through any book and it looks like a comic book. You know what I'm saying? It just looks good. You can nitpick whatever, but as a whole, DC's killing Marvel in the art department. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. It shouldn't be the case, but that's what's happening. Frank also said that Astonishing X-Men 13 was awesome. Nice. Well, I guess I'm going to be reading that one today. J. Rod Ham said, I've said for over a year now, if Marvel cut half of their titles, they'd be popular again with their books. Yes, I believe that. If they condensed it down and just had their best people on their best stuff, yeah. I mean, I don't like to say that because it sounds like you're saying, fire a whole bunch of people. But, yeah, they could work it out in some way, whatever. They could do rotating awesome artists on books and not so awesome on other books. And go to, bi-monthly like DC did. There's a lot of options that they got. Okay, we also got Frank saying that Immortal Hulk, that Immortal Hulk is good. I read issue number 1. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a solid book. I haven't read issue 2 yet. I know that just came out this week, but I haven't read that. Holger, what's going on, Holger? Holger said, I am frustrated by some series at the moment. Tom King's Batman, Bendis' Superman, and Del Mundo's Thor are not my cup of tea anymore. Brother, I'm with you. Like, I'm not even reading Bendis' Superman. Like, I heard all the highs of it, and then as it got to issue 3 or 4, there were not so much happiness from a lot of people that were praising it at the beginning. So I'm probably going to trade weight on the Bendis Superman stuff. That's my opinion on that. I'll read it at some point. It's not a priority right now. But that's just the way it is. I think it was like the build up to Action 1000 really soured my taste on Superman. That issue was not good. It was a letdown. For what it was, like, I understand what it was and why they did that, but you had such an opportunity to do something really, really cool or something. I don't know. Wasn't what I wanted. It didn't meet my expectations. But it's okay. But then again, that's not like a core character that I've always collected, so I don't have to pick that book up, you know. I'm pick the example of that though is Thor. I don't really dig the art in Thor. I don't like it's like Holger said, it's not my cup of tea. I would prefer it to look like, I don't know, even when Jason Aaron started, like go back to like God Butcher art or something like that. That was just way better to me as a Thor book. Del Mundo do great. Another title. I don't know what. Some other title. Weird World. He worked really well on that. Give him like something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm with you. Thor. I'm still picking it up. And I'm going to be picking it up. But yeah, man, that art is not awesome. The art. But now we got to wait till like issue 5, I think it is, before we get the future story arc that had the better art. And it was better. So Philly enjoys King's Batman and Bendis' Superman. I like King's Batman, but like I said, I'm a Batman fan, so I understand he's playing the long haul. I also understand that it's going to be reset probably by issue 100, so the next new creative team can come in and take over a Batman story arc. So it is what it is. It's just kind of a journey. If you look at it as a whole, like his first 50 issues and how it's led up, it's like each story arc's had its own villain. And now we're going to get like all of them together plus some other stuff going on. So it's going to be a fun ride the next 50 issues, I think. Like we've made it. We're on like the downhill now. You know what I'm saying? Like everything's going to be building for the next 2 years. It's crazy how fast that goes by. Infinite Void said, I feel like Marvel can't kill a hero. No, not if they make money. Not if they make money. If they make money, they will come back. They will come back. So, yeah. I mean, look what Tony did with Rhodey. I'm now God Tony Stark. I can raise the dead. NES Master said, I'm behind on Man of Steel, but Batman has been great to me. And see, that's my thing. Philly's also said, Thor, the art isn't my style either. Yeah. Infinite Void's been hooked on Injustice 2. Nice. A lot of people really love that series. I have not cracked a book on that. And I don't think I think I've only played the game like once. I don't know which one. But yeah, I've been happy with Batman. Wow. NES Master said he reread issues 1 through 49 before he read issue 50. So probably did like a good week solid knocking that out read. Yeah. And so he enjoyed it. I think it was cool. Like I like the way it kicked off, man. That first issue was crazy. Rebirth issue 1, that was good. Batman's like on that plane, right? He's like, well, nobody can help me. I guess Batman dies tonight. You know, he's like, this is it. And Gotham Girl show up, help him out. I thought that was cool, man. I was excited for those characters. I did not want that to turn out. That was, it is what it is. Like, the story played out. But initially, I was like, man, that's cool. Batman's going to have, like, a Superman and Supergirl that in his town that he can, like, use to do stuff. This is going to work. But, yeah, that didn't go as planned. Did not go as planned, but it's all good. The I Am Suicide Story, that was crazy. To know that, like, oh, Batman had those thoughts, man. I don't know about that. But as a whole, I've really enjoyed it. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get the 3 Jokers soon too. I'm pumped about that. Oh, JoJo's headed to Walmart to get the other 3. Let's see. Trying to catch up on the chat. Hold on. What are we saying? JoJo. Yep. Yep. I'm trying to keep up. Tony Stark equals a necro summoner. Basically, yes. He is a techno wizard thing. J. Rod Ham said, I enjoyed Batman 50. Who cares if the wedding didn't go as planned? Divorce rate is high anyway these days. Yeah, I mean, realistically, like, say they do get married, how long is the book going to keep them married before there's some kind of weird reset? Though Batman does have a kid now. An actual, his son kid. So, progression of the character. It didn't really feel like Marvel or DC was afraid to have married characters. At some point, I'm still waiting on Black Canary, Green Arrow. But, just saying, where's that marriage? Bring that one back too. But now we have a couple marriages and one returning in Marvel, so we'll see. I mean, of course, I'm going to be picking up Fantastic Four when that one comes out. Poor Damien. Next Bat Dad. Yeah, that's right. And Cat Mama. Mr. Unknown Comics Guy. What's going on, brother? Yep, it was doomed to fail. But, I mean, with Tom King's tweet about it, what if they still get there? What if... I don't know. Because, I mean, I think we were all expecting that if they got married, issue 50 happens, and then... like Nightwing jumps in and he's Batman for a while, you know, or whatever. I don't know. Who liked the death of the family? A New 52, Snyder's run. Yeah, man, Snyder's run was pretty solid. The bad thing for Snyder's run is that it started off so good. It started off so good that anything after it just wasn't as awesome. You know what I'm saying? While still good, that first like Court of Owls story got you because you saw Batman be broken and kind of beaten in a way that we haven't seen Batman be broken and beaten since he had his back broken when he was beaten by Bane. Good God, that's a lot of beasts. All right. J. Rod Ham said, yes. Blam, look at that that Jim Lee cover on that. He said what he's really been enjoying is the Snyder Justice League title that's now up to issue number 3. If you haven't been reading that, coming out of Injustice, that 4-part series that just wrapped up. Justice League is another DC title that's been really, really strong. So, points for DC, as it were. Do we have a scoreboard? Yeah, DC's winning. So, is the time running out? Probably. What happens when the time... I don't know. We're just going to move past that now. Yeah, who's on it is it's Jorge Jimenez, right? Is the artist on Justice League, right? Oh, I'm drawing a blank on the new Justice League. Somebody tell me. Issue 4B will be Wonder Woman. Nice. I'll be scoping that one out for sure, brother. Thanks for the heads up. Yep, exactly. So that one's been awesome. So if you're looking for a book, I mean, they got Hawkgirl, man. It's cool. I've been digging that Hawkman stuff. I mean, that's the other thing that made me realize this is I'm reading both Green Lantern titles. I know they're about to do some type of relaunch or something with the Green Lantern stuff. I understand that. But it's been leading up and really awesome stuff. Jane Jurgens and Robert Venditti, are doing a great job on that title. Along with Robert Venditti writing Hawkman. which that first issue was awesome. Issue 2 comes out this week, so I'm really excited about that. I'll be reviewing it this week over on ComicFrontline.com, so definitely check that out next Friday afternoon. That'll be up. David Riley said that he wants to get the new Fantastic Four, but he's kind of leery of Dan Slott writing it. Yeah, I don't want him to like break the family up. He kept the family apart in Spider-Man-ish. So this would need to be a complete turn for him. Oh, nice. Yes, and I believe that Scott Snyder, like, he's had this YouTube channel for a little while, but just recently, like, started doing more on there. His first video where he, like, sat down in front of the camera was pretty funny, where he's just like, I don't know how this is supposed to start, but here we go. And it went on for a while. So it was a good one. You can go back and check that out. So what we're talking about is Scott Snyder's YouTube channel, where he will show some behind-the-scenes stuff as he goes through books. So it's really cool. Jim Lee is another one who, follow him on Twitch. I think it's just Jim Lee Draws or something like that. Whatever it is. But he is on a few times a week, if not more, and always drawing something or working on something. It's really, really cool just to kind of listen to him as he goes through. Later, Infinite Void. Have a good one. Word. Yep. Yeah. Hope everybody's having a good day. It looks like it's going to be a good day here. It's rained so much. It's been crazy. So what do we have back here? We have some of the Hall books, right? So again, we got the Jim Lee Batman 50 was the one I went with. Just because you can't go wrong with Jim Lee. So it was a very Jim Lee Art Germ week for me. Mike Grell. Because I got the Mike Grell variant. And then I can't remember who did this cover. I should have got the Deathstroke. That Deathstroke Damian cover looks awesome. But I try not to go outside of what I would normally get. And I try not to get a variant cover just for the sake of a variant cover. You know what I'm saying? I try to only get variants of books that I would normally pick up anyway. Or trying out Catwoman. We'll see how it goes. I haven't read it yet. I haven't listened to any reviews of it. I just want to see what I think about it so I can decide whether or not I want to stay on that book. I didn't pick up multiple copies, so I'll be hanging on to that one. You won't see that show up in any auctions. Man, speaking of auctions. That was a good one last night. There wasn't anything, sadly, there wasn't anything I just had to have in that one. So I didn't even make any bids in Legends last night. I want to do another like affordable auction where we just start everything at $1 and see what happens. I like those that Strictly was doing, but he's gone. He's moved to like to the slabs and doing things like that. But I pulled out what I was going through, but like when I was pulling through to organize like the image stuff and whatnot, which now I've got over like 3 short boxes of early Image 90 stuff. What the world? It's too much. It's way too much. Gotta condense that down even more. But beyond that, I pulled out so many books that need a new home. So I want to do another one of those. I don't know. I may do it tonight. There's nothing going on. Are there any live shows tonight? Sunday night. Thinking. I don't know. I'll scroll through. If there's nothing going on later, I may just throw up like a fun, like, affordable auction. Everything starts at $1. I think that would be fun. I don't know. If anybody wants to do that, if anybody's in for wanting to do that tonight or something, you can always hit me up through... I think YouTube got rid of its messaging stuff. I haven't looked. But it's easy to find me on Instagram, Exile State Comics. Find me on there, or send me a message on Twitter or something, and then we can hang out. Oh, blast it or stash it. Yeah, they are. Never mind. I'm thinking they don't go until later. I don't know. I'm thinking. We'll see what's going on. Jam Sessions is here. What's going on, Jam Sessions? You know, we're just having a comic jam session. As it were. I don't know. Huh. We could do an earlier in the day one. Edwin, when we were doing the auctions over on his channel, he would start at like 6, 5:30, 6. Get it kind of going in earlier in the day. I feel like we did them on Sundays also. So I don't know. If anybody, if you're thinking about it throughout the day, if you want to do that, if I get a couple people that are interested, you know, check back later today. We may have that up. So just something fun to do. Like I've got an assortment of random books that people probably want, and I just like the auctions where everything starts at $1. It's more fun. It makes you just feel like you're getting a better deal. You know? But I also like auctions where you know what you're going into and you know you're looking for certain books, and people are going to have like Silver Age awesomeness or slabbed awesomeness where you're just like, alright man, what craziness are we going to see in here? What big money books are in this one? Enjoy the big money books. Later for sure, right? Later. I like that. That's a good one. There was a bird outside. That was crazy. It's just like running through the yard. That's a big bird. Jam Session said $1 auctions are good, right? But that's, you know, like I said, that's how we pretty much did it over there when we were doing them on Strictly's channel. That's what they were billed as, and that's what we pushed on it was the affordable auction. So everything starts out at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? We always do like shipping cheap, like what was it, like 1 through 4 books. It's just like $3 or something like that. So the normal stuff basically is just paying for postage. So that is about it, though, guys. If we don't have anything else, like I said, though, if anybody's interested in doing that later, just let me know, and we can throw it up on whoever's channel. I don't really care. That would just be something fun to do as the night goes on. I will check with the Blast It or Stash It guys and make sure, see exactly what time they start. But I know it's later. Like Catherine said, that's what I wholeheartedly believe also. But, yeah. So, I don't know. Leave a comment if you're watching this afterwards, or if you want to later, and what you think. Are you also someone that has always been a person that picks up more Marvel, but now find yourself picking up more DC? And what does that mean for us? What does that mean for the comic book industry as a whole? Oh, the bigger questions that we cannot answer because we are unable. Unless we all come together. We need a comic book roundtable discussion of this craziness. No, I'm just playing. So, I hope everybody has a great day. Potentially, we'll be back later. So, have a good one, and hope you find everything that you want to pick up as your day goes on, because that's how we go. But it's Sunday, so if you just want to relax, that's also a good plan. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.